What's happening, good people? Welcome to the channel. I'm Wes, aka Mr. Budget Watch, and today we're reviewing the Phoibos Voyager version 2. Now, I purchased this off of eBay, so this video is not sponsored, no affiliate links for this watch at all. It's from eBay. So this is, I think now, you can't actually get these new, and there is a reason for that. I have actually spoken to Phoibos, and they are going to be making a version 3. So I thought, do you know what, why not get the version 2 reviewed, and then hopefully I might be able to get hands on with version 3 whenever that releases, and do a comparison. So that's the plan there. So I thought I'd do a review of this one, so then I've got a reference for when I do hopefully get hold of version 3. So yeah, let's dive in and take a closer look with the sizes and dimensions and stuff first. So this one has a 40mm bezel. The diameter is 39.7, so it's a little bit slimmer because the bezel does slightly protrude. 44.2mm with the crown. The crown is 6.8mm. It's 14.2 thick. 46 lug to lug, so nice and compact, and it has a standard 20mm lug width. The case and bracelet are full 316L stainless steel. We have a double domed sapphire crystal with 3 layers of AR coating, and as you can see, it definitely could have benefited with a few more. We have 300 meters of water resistance, which is very, very impressive. A 120 click unidirectional bezel. We have loom as well, as you saw by the introduction. It's 15 layers of BGW9, and you do get a 2-year warranty if you buy direct from Phoibos. So let's get started, and we're going to start off with that bezel, and I really do like this bezel. It is a sand blasted finish, and then we have these raised numerals all the way around and a triangle with a little loom pip at the 12 o'clock. I really love the contrast between the high polished numerals and the sand blasted finish. It's very, very nice. It's got like a Yachtmaster style, but it's definitely not the same as a Yachtmaster. It looks a little bit like it, but they've done their own thing with it. So let's check out the bezel action. And it's very, very tight. Even after some wear and some use, it is still a very tight bezel. Grip is really nice. It's actually very, very grippy. Quite sharp though, I have noticed. Well-defined clicks, everything lines up, and once it's clicked into place, there's no backplay at all. So very, very solid feeling bezel. One of the best bezels I've ever encountered on a watch. So great job there. Like I said, the grip is a little bit rough though, so it does hurt your fingers because you do have to grip it quite tight to get it to turn, but at least you're not going to knock it by accident. So moving in, you can see we have a minute track printed in white, and then we have numerals at every 5 minutes, and then of course your little markers for each individual minute. So moving in again, we have some very unique looking indices, and this is one of my favorite things about the design on this watch. They're sort of like a tooth, maybe like a claw sort of shape. They're really sort of organic. They're quite aggressive, but they're also pretty elegant as well. Something you don't really see blended well together. Elegance and aggression doesn't really go hand in hand, but I think they've done it quite well here, and it's well executed. So they're all applied and have a high polished border. You do get some different ones at the 3 and 9 o'clock as well, just to break it up and give it a little bit of contrast and a bit of difference. 6 o'clock, we have my new favorite position for a date window, bordered again in white, so it contrasts nicely against that grey dial. But yeah, very, very nice, beautiful looking dial. And speaking of that dial, just look at the texture in it. It is absolutely stunning. I think Phoibos, along with Seiko, make some of the best dials in the business. And this one, even though it's affordable, is cracking. It's got depth, it plays with the light, it's got a sunburst effect. They do loads of different colours as well, but this is the only one I could find, the grey one. It wasn't my first choice, I'll admit. I do prefer the more bold colours. So I think it just highlights the dial even better. This one's a little bit subdued, but some of the other colours do pop a lot more. But yeah, absolutely stunning, stunning dial. You can just see that sunburst, and then if you get the macro on it, you can just see how nice the texture looks close up. So under the 12, you can see we've got the little octopus logo. And then above the date window, you can see we've got automatic printed in red and 300 meters. So there's not actually too much clutter in the dial. It's really clean and quite elegant looking, like I said. It's got your little flourishes of aggression with those really sharp indices. The handset is like a little miniature gladiator one for the hour. And then we have a really broad minute hand and then a lollipop on the seconds hand. All ties in and look absolutely fantastic together. So very, very well executed, and you know what, one of the nicest looking dive watches that I've seen. Moving to this side, you can see that grip on the side of the bezel mixed with some high polish stepped areas. Just plain side, high polish, downturn lugs, nothing really to talk about. Moving around to this side, you can see we have some crown guards and a signed crown, sandblasted and high polish finish. Very, very nice. And it is screw down. So looking at the lugs, you can see they've got a really nice profile and they are brushed to a very good standard. Flipping it around to the case back, we've got that really cool octopus logo. Admittedly, I didn't like the octopus logo at first. I wasn't a fan, but it's definitely growing on me the more time I spend with this watch. You can also see we have a mix of finishes and all the specifications, and it is screw down. So moving on to the bracelet, this has a taper, starts at 20, goes down to 17.7 just before the clasp, and then back up to 20.8 at the clasp. So we'll talk about the clasp first, and one thing to note, this clasp is sort of not original anymore. This was severely damaged when I bought the watch, which was why I got such a good deal on it. Now, I think the octopus logo has some sort of filling in it, but it was in such a sorry state that I've sort of worked it out, got all the scratches and marks out of it. But it has sort of diminished the finish of the original bracelet. So this is not the same look as you will get if you buy one from the factory. We have a high polished chamfered edge. I've actually brushed mine because I just think it looks a little bit better. We've still got high polished sides. It is a little bit scuffed up though, so it probably could do with being a bit polished again. 3 micro adjust, double pushers, and it's a very, very sturdy, solid feeling clasp. So looking at this portion, you can see it's sort of like a half milled style. Never seen one of these before. So milled, yeah, this section is actually cut out, whereas here it's sort of like it's not stamped. It's definitely higher quality than a stamped, but it's not quite a full milled. It's very, very peculiar, but it works really well. No complaints with it at all. Like I said, it's got those micro adjusts, no diver's extension or anything, but it's a really, really solid clasp. But like I said, yours will just look a little bit different. So looking at the actual bracelet finish, we've got a mix of brushing on the outers and then high polish in the centers. All very well finished and really well done. We have solid links, solid end links, and it's screw as well. So all the signs of a good quality bracelet, and it is a very, very good quality bracelet. So now we've got that out of the way, let's move on to the comfort. And here it is on my wrist. And you know what? As the title says, this is the best diver for small wrists. And you know what? I'm going to stand by that, what I've said. The small lug to lug 46.6 just fits absolutely perfect. I have a 6-inch wrist for reference, so definitely not the thickest out there. And I just love the size of this watch. It just fits like a glove. The diameter is spot on for me. The lug to lug is spot on for me. It's definitely a sweet spot, sort of Goldilocks fit. You know, just sub 47, sub 40 mil just. But yeah, absolutely fits like a glove. May even fit slightly slimmer wrist, maybe a 5 3/4, possibly. And it will of course fit you guys with thicker wrists as well. But you know, if you've got a 6-inch wrist like myself, this is just bang on. It fits better than any other dive watch I've ever encountered, with the exception of the Maserikanje and the Seiko 7002 SKX. They all fit really nice as well. But this one, I would say, probably fits best out of all of them. Looking at that profile, you can see we've got those nice downturn lugs, which does help with the comfort. And the profile of this case, even though it's quite flat, those lugs do really help bring that bracelet down. Good articulation in this bracelet as well, and it conforms beautifully to my wrist. Fits nice and snug, and we've got those micro adjusts to get that perfect fit. I've got mine on the middle one, and it's really nice and snug, but not too tight. So definitely a bang-on fit from Phoibos. Very, very impressive. One of the watches I can wear all day. No complaints. I can even sleep in this watch as well, which I don't normally do, but this is one that I can actually make an exception for. It is that comfortable. So yeah, very, very impressive. Good ergonomics, good bracelet, good design, and the weight of it isn't too much either. So yeah, very, very, very impressive watch in terms of comfort. So now we're going to talk the last bit of the review, and that is the movement. So powering this is the Seiko NH35. So we all know the specifications by now, but if you're not familiar, it has 24 joules, 21,600 beats per hour, which gives you that nice little sweep. Hacking, hand winding, auto winding with the rotor. 42-hour power reserve, which is, you know, about bang on. -20 to +40 today. This is running a hair fast, but it's definitely way within tolerances. And you know, guys, by now the Seiko NH35, it's a bulletproof movement. Yes, it's boring. It's been done to death, but you know, they're still being used because, you know, they're a reliable and robust movement. So yeah, no complaints with the movement whatsoever. Taking a look at this crown, nice size. It's 6.8 millimeters, good amount of grip on it. So let's just show you how it uses. Those crown guards don't really get in the way, so it's really nice, easy to use crown. So first notch out, winding stage. Give it one little pull out again, if I can do that, and you should see the date tick over. Quick set date, always nice to see. So you can just see that spinning around at the bottom. Pop it out again, second hand stops, and we can adjust the time. Crown and stem arrangement feel fantastic. No notchy feedback, no horrible grating feedback at all, which is quite nice, what you get from Seiko movements, unlike Myota's, which can be a bit grating at times. Very, very smooth in operation and action. Easy to set the time, easy to set the date. Very, very user-friendly watch. And then, oopsie daisy, I just pushed that in a little bit too much. So then you just pop it back in, and then it should catch and screw back into place, which it has done. And there you go. That's pretty much all you need to do. Very easy to use. So yeah, spot on there. So now we get on to the verdict. So I believe Phoibos are, I think they're on the way of phasing this one out and making way for the version 3. I have confirmed this. I've messaged Phoibos, and they are working on a version 3, which is coming probably sometime early 2022, but don't hold me to that. But it is coming. So you'll see their website in the thingy. You can sign up to the newsletter, and that'll let you know when it's going live. But should you actually hunt down for one of these, or wait for version 3? Well, I don't know what version 3 is going to be like, but I can say that this is a cracking watch. And if you can find one on eBay for a good price, then you know it's a cracking little buy. I love the dial, solid build, great quality loom, great build, super comfortable, nice and lightweight. You know, good ergonomics. It's a really, really good watch, and to be honest, it's near as damn it perfect. I cannot honestly fault it at all. Yeah, price new is $270, but like I said, I think Phoibos are phasing these out now, making way for version 3. So keep subscribed, because I'm going to actually be comparing the version 2 against the version 3. I'm going to try my best to get hold of one for the channel. Hopefully if I can get the same colourway, to see if they've made any tweaks to it or anything. But yeah, stunning little watch, great quality. If you can buy one second hand and get a good price for it, then I think you're laughing. If you don't want to wait for version 3, then you know this is a great buy. Especially if you can get one for say sub 150 quid. it's an absolutely astonishing little watch for the price. Definitely we'll hopefully be getting another Phoibos at this point now, having experience with this one. Very, very good watch for the money. And yes, it is definitely the best watch for small wrist, well, best dive watch for small wrist that I have had on my channel with hands-on experience with. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads. And of course, follow me on social media at Mr. Budget Watch. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.